Welcome back to day 3 of Champions Seoul and our second opening match of Group C. It's going to be Vitality taking on Trace Esports. Once again, Golden Boy here alongside with Brendan Mimi, who's break everything down. Fans been rolling in, enjoying the event, and we have one final matchup for the day. And this one's going to be quite fascinating, honestly. You know, if you are been tuning into a lot of the global events and stuff like that throughout the years, you're probably looking at a Trace Esports thinking, what is the Trace Esports?
I mean, the same with Vitality. These are two teams that have qualified for their first ever global event. Vitality got invited to Lock-in and played then, but this is a very different roster from that Vitality team. So some new faces here to debut. Yeah,
that's right. You mentioned, you know, this is going to be their debut here at the global stage. But this is a team that really has, you know, continued to find ways to keep themselves competitive in the EMEA region, which has been, you know, quite tumultuous. There's been so many, so much movement.
Dude, this Vitality team, I think, are peaking at the right times in the playoffs themselves as well. They've had some hotly contested matches. They've been kind of dominating as well across the board in, you know, very emotional scenes, I think, for the whole team as well, because peaking at the right time, there's never been a better time for it heading into the champs.
Yeah, and this team, the only squad they lost to in Stage 2 after the break for Shanghai was Fnatic. They were beating every other team in the region. And there was a lot of doubts at the beginning of this roster about if these players were the right direction, about whether if they had the right read, the right comps in Stage 1, and it wasn't really coming together then. But again, as you're saying, finding their style, peaking at the right time, and now coming in as the team who I think is one of the most underrated rosters here at Champions.
Good call on that one. Let's go ahead and check in with Sender and see what he had to say with Mika Fabs.
Hey Sender, it is good to see you finally on the champion stage. I mean, you've been here for so long and everybody's been saying how Vitality has just looked so good all throughout EMEA, right? Now, since you've been with the org since 2021, I believe, right? Why do you think it's this roster that gets to make it here to the champion stage? What makes this roster so special?
This team is forged into a unit. Like the other rosters were like 3-2 groups inside the team, so it's hard to make a unit. So there's no like trust to each other, but there's like this roster makes us special because we have the bond in each other, like the trust, and we fight in the mud together.
Well, that's definitely good tidings for this matchup. Good luck.
And that's been the discussion for a lot of these players on the roster. Safe in particular. He has a history as a player after his time with Team Liquid ending kind of rough with some drama around it back and forth between him and the teams there. And he said it in interviews, right, that he does resent that team. He said it felt so good to get to destroy them. He used different words in the first match, but now he's come back here and he talks about this team as being 4 guys who he can look left, look right, and trust whoever is up there with him on the stage. And in that better environment for him, he has looked like an absolute superstar now as the primary duelist.
At times he looks like one of the best players, just I'll say it, I think, in the world, because he's got the skill and talent to do it. They didn't put him on duelist for the longest time, but a while back they've started locking in the roles to something that's more understanding for me, at least. I think it makes way more sense that they put Safe in that position. And it's good to hear from Sender as well, just to call back that prior arrival interview where he's saying the previous teams it was 2-3, which is a very PR trained way to say it's a little bit cliquey in terms of the team. And now they've actually got a unit and they're trusting each other. Because that's what this team has been built on when I've been watching them, is just the fundamentals are primed and ready. They are always there to set up Safe, empowering him to succeed, taking good fights, and making sure that they don't take any of these solo engagements. The individualism isn't there. It's really just classic EMEA style that we're seeing from that squad.
Yeah, I think the macro calling is where this team really shines. On their attack sides, I think they play really good mid-rounds when they change up the pace. It's always seeming to be at the right time, and Safe, I mean, as a player, you talked about how good he is individually, but he fits so well into this system, and that's so different from the last time we saw him at a global event.
Yeah, but then as we look forward to the other side of the stage, their opponents, Trace. Some, you know, players and fans may not be too familiar with this team, but this is a squad that, you know, they're coming into this one with I would say, you know, lower expectations,
Absolutely.
right? So they could do whatever the hell they want and find magic here in Seoul potentially.
They're one of the most standard teams we've got from China coming into this event. And what I mean by that is like, yeah, they don't really play any like wild card compositions or any strange unorthodox stuff. It's really just trying to play it by the book and copying what other teams in other regions are doing. The issue is there's always one or two things that is missing from it in terms of their execution of those compositions. And so for that reason, I don't really have them penned as a team that could go far in this tournament. I think that the wildcard factor that China brings to these events is often the thing that's going to get them out of groups, if it's ever going to be there.
I think the difference between these two teams, who both play mostly standard comps, who focus on the fundamentals, is that Vitality, I think when they're playing that, when they have these ideas, they're very focused on the reasons why things are good, why this works, what they need to change, and to quickly adapt that. For me, Trace, they really focus on playing things properly, going through the motions exactly as they have prepped ahead of time, and they're not as adaptable when their plans go wrong, when their opponent pushes them in a way they didn't expect. They don't have that same speed to come up with a new idea that a team like Vitality, to me, has shown in their region.
A far cry from their, you know, FPX brethren who like to just throw things at the wall sometimes, you know what I mean? It's
and
quite fascinating. That's very true, very true. Well, let's go ahead and find out a little bit more about this squad and check out Trace's Hey Babe standing by with Mika Fabs.
Hi, hey babe. We'll just put you aside for a quick question. Now, this is going to be Trace Esports' international debut, especially on the champion stage. That's huge. So how do you think the team has prepared for this, especially since going up against an EMEA team? It can be quite different from the Chinese team's styles. We have Echo here to help with some translation.
那这一次也是 T1来到我们世界赛的首秀嘛，然后你们是怎样准备今天的比赛的？包括你们的对手是来自 EMEA 的队伍，打法风格跟我们 CN 的队伍还是蛮不一样的。
我们也没有说做很特别的准备吧，就提高自己的实力。然后就是，我到现在都不知道我们的队伍是什么风格的，主要就是打了才知道，在打完之后再定义我们是什么样的风格吧。
Actually, we didn't prepare like something pretty special, and we just want to do ourselves. And actually, it's really hard to define what kind of playstyle our is, because maybe we should after this match we're gonna see what kind of playstyle we are.
Okay, sounds good. And what is this? Can I what?
这个包里面装的是什么？
等一下我在场上的时候你们就知道了，到舞台之后。
We'll see on the stage.
Ooh, that sounds promising. All right, can't wait.
Thank you.
Okay, well that is quite ominous.
He's got the secret briefcase.
Yeah, he's got the money in the bank briefcase. He's
nuclear
about
codes.
to cash in,
Money
folks.
in the bank.
All right, well, earlier Sideshow sat down with Bianca to discuss his move to Trace and much more. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Hello, Sancho here with Byung from Trace and Echo to do translations as well. Thank you very much for joining me. We've seen you here at Champions before, famously taking down NRG twice, fantastic stuff. And then you've transitioned to playing for Trace as well. So can you talk me through what that process has been like since we last saw you swapping teams?
整个旅程就是在 BLG 打完冠军赛之后，然后接连的失利，然后也是个人发挥不太理想吧，然后后续的话就寻求了一个新的开始，然后也是加入到 T1。
Okay, actually, after I take a like kind of success for him, like to win our NRG twice in last champs, and there was a lot of ups and downs in the whole year, and maybe he just wants to find a totally new start for him, and to just join Trace Esports, and stuff like that.
What do you think you've added to Trace to get them here as well to Champions? They've been a good team for a while, but it feels like they've found more success with you now as the IGL leading the team.
我觉得加入到 T1之后，就是可以让他们现有体系上面就是打得更多样一点，然后把他们体系稍微丰富了点嘛，然后战术层面上面也带来一些我的东西吧。
He think like after he joined Trace Esports, he think like he made the whole system be more flexible, and they just plus a little bit his own style on their like play styles or tactics, stuff like that.
The difference between the playstyles of the two teams is very dramatic. You've gone from, it's interesting, you call it a fresh start. You've gone from a team that, to me, played crazy Valorant, really wild Valorant, to now Trace plays, I think, very sensible, intelligent Valorant. I don't know if you feel differently, but can you walk me through the differences between the two teams?
确实是这样的，因为就 BLG 我们更鼓励个人能力上的发挥，然后就是去抓住一些那种战绩吧，就是你不要去害怕一些，不敢去操作，然后 TE 打法就偏向稳定，然后就是我们要做好一个整体，然后要去减少一些那种激进的操作，然后去用整体去赢一下每一局吧。
I think like the two totally different playstyles, since BLG encourage every single pro players to have a better individual performance and like grasp every single chance for have a better performance as well. And like for Trace Esports, he think like Trace is a kind of solid team and they just want to a higher discipline and something stuff like that.
So my final question is, I was listening to Feng Feng in the press conference and he said he really wants to fight against Durka because he's been looking up to him a lot. Is there anybody, like when you'd beaten NRG twice at Last Champions, is there anyone you've got your eye on this time to take down at Champs in Seoul?
最想碰的就是 DX 和 Fnatic 吧，然后就是因为之前我输了，然后峰峰 他也需要在世界的舞台上证明一下他国一炸的实力嘛，是。我觉得他是有这个实力。
确实。He said like he really want to face against DRX and Fnatic because he used to fight them, so he really want a rematch or take a revenge to them. And as Feng Feng said, he want to like have a match with Durka because Feng Feng may be probably the best race player in China, so he really need a chance to prove himself as well.
Well, I'm looking forward to that revenge narrative. Thank you very much, Bianca, and thank you, Echo. Appreciate you sitting down with us.
All right, so we did see Bianc at Champions last year. Of course, was wearing the white of Billy, but now he's rocking the blue of Trace. And I thought that was interesting what Sideshow was talking about with, you know, as we were mentioning, right, with him in the fundamentals and like how Billy encourages, you heard what he said, was like, oh, everyone's going to do their thing, whereas this Trace roster wants to play a more fundamental type of game.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that goes to show this team wants to just continue to grow.
You can hard see that in terms of the way that they play as well. I mean, if we have time for it as well, I have a telestrator that kind of goes through some of the beats of them trying to hit the mark that a lot of other teams do, but it kind of misses it every now and then.
Yeah.
But they're fundamentally, they try and copy kind of the same compositions that other teams that are having success in EMEA and Americas are having. And it's kind of weird because they don't really get tested in the same way. China plays a lot of unorthodox stuff. You don't really get the same reps in as you would playing like, for example, a mirror match on Lotus that we've seen a million times before in other regions. So it's kind of hard to get a grasp in terms of how good the team is sometimes.
Yeah, now you did say you had a telestrator, so let's actually see what this is.
Listen,
I'm curious.
If we want to pull it up, yeah.
Go
I
for
mean,
it.
this is, I pulled a few instances of where stuff has kind of been going wrong, honestly, for Trace. And it starts with, I think, them playing a pretty standard comp on Lotus. We've all seen this before, but one of the most important factors is your smokes as well. Loking, he kind of misses the mark on a lot of this, and he misses the mark here. Straight away, he's smoking for Shaquille O'Neal right off the bat. One way is that are way too high, so immediately it's not pushing off the angle, and Autumn is just able to get a direct line of sight angle onto the horn that's thrown from earlier, which just, the whole point of this is, if you miss this one way, the one lurking player that is Autumn in this instance is just able to pre-fire the horns and you lose access to all of this. Here's another example I've got here. You've seen a lot of teams, they will often use a deep smoke into this position onto the orb so that they can omen TP in through this angle and also peek from this one here. And it gives them basically a double swing potential. It threatens like a player could be in this smoke, but instead, they end up smoking the choke point. And when I saw this, I was like, this is so perplexing to me because I'm like, okay, maybe they've got a plan for it, but they just call to fight. They Prowler and Satchel forwards and fight. And because of their own smoke, Feng is isolated, he's alone, he can't take this fight to push forwards, and he just gets absolutely crunched with his team nowhere near and able to help. those are two examples. I've cherry-picked them, of course,
Sure.
but they're examples, I think, that they are trying to copy the compositions without actually understanding the finer details as to why they work, those missing elements. And maybe we'll see it if Lotus gets played a little bit later, but that's the thing that's missing with this Trace team, and I think it really comes as a result of them not being tested against usual teams that would be playing the same stuff in China to the same degree that teams in EMEA and America.
And this is something we talk a lot about with the CN teams. I think especially the squads like FPX, like EDG, who are dominant in that region, but also teams like this who are higher up.
Yeah.
When you're playing against less refined competition, it's a lot harder to know when something is really a mistake and when something is really working. Because if you're winning with things that maybe aren't perfect, then sometimes you can get kind of false information, and it's a lot harder to adapt versus playing in a region like really most of our other regions where there's a lot of teams who play at a really high level and have had a lot of time to develop at that level. We start to see mistakes like this, and now we're seeing them play against a team like Vitality, who are really defined by the details, who I think get all the little stuff really, really on point consistently, which makes this, I think, a really tough stylistic matchup, because both these teams on paper are playing a similar style, but I think Vitality is just leagues ahead in execution.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, we did get a chance to catch up with Bianca earlier when we were talking to him about what he was hoping to accomplish with this team. I guess the question is, you know, like, where does Trace, I guess, you know, like can they do this? Give me the pitch.
The pitch is Jet maps, Kai plays Jet, drops 30 bombs. Genuinely, because that guy is a phenom, but they have an issue where they don't really know how to play. Like, their race player is Feng, their Jet player is Kai. And because neither of them want to play both roles, they have difficulties in terms of the roles in that class.
But when Kai is playing Jet, they're electric.
They pop off.
Luo King as well, their controller player, is really sick. He'll have crazy rounds. Watch out for him.
All right, well, it's time to bring out our teams. Let's head down to the stage and say hi to Trace and Vitality.
Trace Esports. Team Vitality.
All right, well, let's see what happens there. Gorilla decided to go for paper beating rock. We'll see if that works out for him. But hey, this is going to be a Vitality team that is coming into this one with a lot of confidence, because you know that they feel like they have what it takes to be able to take out this Trace team, right? The Chinese teams sometimes aren't really given that time of day, but Trace has an opportunity here to demand respect from their opponents. As we take a look at the series layout, you got Ascent, a Sunset, as well as Bind if necessary. Let's see how this goes.
If there was a map to start on, I think it would be Ascent for Trace. They're on a 5-map win streak in VCT, and this is one of those Kai Jet maps where he looks incredible as an individual. And I think this is their map that, in my opinion, has the most refined protocols. When you were looking at those clips from Lotus, we saw a lot of those little mistakes. I see a lot less of that when I was watching them play on this map. So it's a good, comfortable place to start for our Chinese team.
I'd hard agree with that, and I think as well, if there was ever a world where Trace did win this matchup, they've won it with the map veto, in my opinion, as well, because they also like to play Sunset a lot of time. It's a map that they do play a lot. It's also one of Vitality's best maps,
yeah, that's the
which
thing.
is why they picked it. So in terms of that matchup, of course, but at the end of the day, they do stand somewhat of a chance, I think, on that. I think Vitality are going to be the clear favorites, don't get me wrong, but Trace aren't just kind of floundering around on Sunset as a map. It's been picked because Vitality like it, but it's also a map that Trace do like to play themselves.
If Trace lose map number 1 of Ascent, though, I think they're probably cooked. Sunset is so good for Vitality. Their Neon play from Safe has looked on point there in EMEA, and as we see from the agent select, obviously no surprises here. This map, for me, is going to be all about execution. How refined is Trace really when they're up against one of the most structured and strongest teams from a region who is known for their structure?
Indeed, indeed. This is certainly going to be fascinating. Both teams really just opting, as we had talked about, right? This is going to be that standard way that you want to play this map. It's a great opportunity here for Trace. Question is whether or not they can pull through. it's going to be a challenge.
Kai's on the Jet, and we did talk about that being a major win con. The only issue is he's up against Safe, who's also on Jet.
Yeah.
And so, listen, you've got 2 heavy hitters here, but Trace are a good team on this map. You've got to kind of hope, I think, that there's a form factor in play. The Vitality might get caught slipping.
All right, well, let's see how this all unfolds and get into map 1. We're going to send it over to your casters, and trust me, you can trust them. They're professionals. They're so good at their job. It's Achilles and paper thin.
So true.
I'd like to think so, but thank you very much for bigging us up. But yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, it's only been about 12 years that I've been doing this. So I hope by this point it's become professional. But here we go. Let's get ready to jump into this action. Second series today. Trace going up against Vitality. And I think that the desk has done a good job summarizing the expectations for this series.
Yeah, no, 100%. To me, this is strictly an execution-based matchup. These teams have very similar map pools, so you're going to be running into, theoretically, where they're strong. And it's just a matter of, you know, can Trace find some of that extra polish, some of that extra shine to go up against Team Vitality, who has had a resurgence in Stage 2, only losing to Fnatic in EMEA. That is it. That is the only team they lost to. They have been incredible, and on this map, they actually beat Fnatic. So this is a tough map, no matter how you square it up for Trace Esports.
Yeah, it really is. And part of that big resurgence, of course, is Safe here on this Jet, moving into that duelist position. And Kai, we've been highlighting him as that kind of golden ticket for the side of Trace, so let's see how they clash. So far, B-side going to be emptied out. No one there to greet them here on the entry, and we see a very big, deep wraparound coming through here from Fang.
Yeah, he is out in Narnia waiting for a push in through tiles, but looks like Vitality is going to stack up 3-2. 2 in the alley. Safe going to try to be the entry man to break through. Paranoia at a cross. Here we go. Retake is on.
Flash out to try and delay. Kai forced back for a brief moment, but there's a headshot found. Vinke going to be taken low himself, but Trek's the first to fall as Looking able to find one. Hebe taking down Sender. Recon going out. Kai now striking, swinging around the side, tries to get the readjust and does. And it is a flawless pistol win going the way of Trace.
Well, the execution so far looking good, and a good read here from Trace Esports. Looking a little bit different than some of their pistol rounds that I saw in their VODs leading up to this. A lot of A pressure, a lot of mid pressure, and that's kind of what Vitality was gambling on. Instead had to go for the full-on retake, and we're just caught up outside of the switch. That smoke looking pretty good there for Low King, and at the door, Kai, very, very strong player individually. Probably my favorite player on this team to watch. Has tremendous mechanics, can swap between the Jet and the Killjoy. Does great in both regards.
Ooh, safe. Pushing out aggressively. He's got Sender there alongside him. They're able to collect the first kill. Low King going to be taken down. No chance for a reply either, so a solid start. Hoping that lone sheriff in the round finds some value.
Well, that one was a bit of a head scratcher there from Low King. The one-way smoke was up, decided to challenge it. Safe made him pay. Kai now just gonna hold the angle with the Marshal, 2 Bulldogs, and a Ghost for Fang. Kai gets the first, on to Sender in Wine.
Pushing forward, has that dash at the ready. Spot on the one, cannot nail that flick. Okay, swinging onto the corner, able to find Safe, taking him down. Kicks, having to backpedal, but eventually the pinch comes through. Fang arriving over at Tree, strikes him down. A site now open.
This is one thing you have to be really aware of when you're going up against Trace Esports. Very, like, strategically thoughtful in terms of trying to come from different angles, trying to crunch you. You're already seeing it from Fang in this round and in the previous round. They're always trying to create that extra angle.
Oh. Well, Fang able to stabilize there, finds a headshot to take down Trex, granted. Only has that Ghost in hand here, so if he had fallen, it wouldn't have been too costly for him, but just that initial pick found there on the Low King, the only casualty here. Is Trace going to be able to start things off 2-0?
Yeah, solid start. Really a flawless into a decent anti-eco. You're going to carry over a couple of those Bulldogs. Guardian there for Fang. Marshall is going to go over to the IGL. Bianche and Kai with a Sheriff, so let's see if they can do some more damage, but the full rifles here for Vitality. Looking to start spreading the map a bit more, going into a pretty aggressive stance here towards A main. Let's see if Trace doesn't really seem to want to challenge this off the rip. In fact, yeah, they're just going to stand back. Safe has a lot of info, has a lot of space. Knife only catches the Omen, so that doesn't give you a ton of info necessarily. However, Loking thinking about re-clearing this space, and Vitality for now just going to back off. I mean, Vitality is a very patient, generally pretty cautious team. Love to cut you off when you're trying to make your executes. Let's see if they can find an opportunity. Alarm bot. Yep, there's Kai.
Quick clear on that. Just the Sheriff here for Kai in the round. See what kind of damage he can deal. Obviously wanting to take a rifle out of the hands of his opponents.
This has gotten
bank up, potentially, you know, attack op into the next round.
Yeah.
Oh.
He loves to op. Kai is a very good opper.
Right here alongside Safe. Safe, does he read that there's already somebody in this position? And he does not. He gets taken down. That's going to be the weapon scooped up now. A Vandal in hand. A 1-for-1 thus far, but now traded up as Runner is able to find BNK. Taking him down, but it is just Runner here alone over at Boats. Players nearby ready to try to come to reinforce the spray. The full flash connects there on to Kai. He gets taken down, and Trex has the cleanup. 3-piece for the Sova. Vitality not going to allow for the bonus conversion.
Nice attempt there by Kai to try to double up on that off angle, but gets caught out this time by the flash, just seeing if he could catch him a little bit off guard. A little out of step, but that's okay. I mean, some damage done for TRACE Esports. Honestly, looking pretty solid here. I mean,
sure.
That's pretty nice. That's a pretty nice find there, Trex. But it do be like that sometimes. Trex having a heck of a round there as the Sova on the defender side, and already a couple away from that Hunter's Fury. So big ult could be coming into Psycho relatively quickly for Vitality. More contention, but a TP over from Loking. I think it's spotted.
He's been spotted for sure. Safe is able to collect a headshot. Finds that opening kill. Once again, it's going to be the Omen taken down off the rip. This time, though, with the firepower equalized. Squeaking by with a round turnaround here for the side of Trace is going to be that much more difficult. And once again, start to set their sights on B. Just the two nanos there. Try and slow things up.
This time, no clear of the bot, but still a slide over from Safe into a similar position. Execute comes through, dash up and over, trying to hold the angle and take it down his Runner.
Yeah, able to find it. Not that much damage going to be exchanged as well as Kai just a quick peek in the market, finds what he was looking for. Cleans up Trex as well. Welcome to the global stage. As I question whether or not they'd be able to break through, given there wasn't a disparity in the weaponry compared to what we saw in round 2. But Trace, they have managed to turn this into a winnable position, but Kicks wants to fight back. Down to 30 HP, the push up. MK going to be taken down to center, able to find the headshot now. The 2v2 with the HP advantage very much still here in the hands of Trace. Suppress connecting on to both. The flash going to be sent out. They're tucked back here though. No one getting caught by that in time. Still ticking. Fang able to find Kicks. Now it's all down to center to see what he can do with the bot. Gets set up. Hasn't noticed him quite just yet. Chance to maybe try to make it a little bit more bloody, but it's going to be Haybait finding the kill, and Trace extending the lead.
Yeah, they're looking really solid, but they're finding the weaknesses in Vitality's defenses. They kind of learned from what happened in a previous round where they cleared the bot and they pulled a bit of attention towards mid. So this time around, they just don't clear mid, push towards site, and that leaves both the Sova and the Jet stranded in the back of the site. And by the time that they're able to kind of try to bail out the KJ Runner, things are pretty much done and dusted in terms of taking control. And Kai, of course, being really explosive on that entry helps. And now he's got a Blade Storm popped. Stinger to back it up. Although I will say, Vitality, one thing that impressed me during their run at EMEA was really good with weaker weaponry, but Kai's just better.
I mean, yeah, grateful that it hit the flash out. Now he's just pushing the tempo, right click over. Will not connect. Runner able to take him down with that Stinger, but Kai still doing work to open things up. Kicks now last man standing to see if he can try to deal any additional damage here. Pop flash going to be sent in, but Looking this time able to keep his life intact, finds it blind, and Trace going to be up by 3.
He is on a heck of a heater to start. 8-3-2 right now for the Jet from TRACE Esports, and now the ults start to come online, but it's both Sovas who've gotten there simultaneously with those Hunter's Furies. Safe just stuck in that corner. Great flash, set him up from Haybait. And now you gotta start wondering, you know, Vitality's been kind of pretty well balanced on this map overall in the stage 2. They're really good on the attacker side. That's what's really impressive about the way they pilot this map.
Oh, it's Sender.
Hello?
Gonna up the tempo there, and Fang is just ready for it. Up, taking him down. Continuing to push forward here towards mid, and that's them pulling off the angle. The alarm bot will alert to that potential deep flank, as there it is, cleared out. Runner able to play off that util nicely to go ahead and punish. Makes it overall a 1-for-1. But the plant is already through. The site occupied here by Trace, and all 4 players of Vitality getting ready for the approach here on the Heaven note. They start to split off. 2 down through window. Fragment sent out. Further delay going to be found. Time starting to work against them. Recon getting the pings out. They have to pull back. Everything here from Trace is just buying time, keeping them in this one. The Kai does get displaced. Runner able to find that. There's the drop down kicks. Taken low, taken down. And now it's all unsafe. He has the op. He's going to have to evacuate. He has to run his way the hell out of here. We'll be able to hold on to that weapon, but Trace, no reprieve given over. Scope in. Oh, hey, they nearly getting the angle. He and BNK both going to be taken down. Couldn't get out fast enough. But they still have money on their side, and they have a 4-round lead.
Just tremendous staggering of the utility here from Trace Esports. Just delay, delay, delay. Getting these plants down. Vitality hasn't been able to do anything to disrupt Trace Esports in getting their plants, or, you know, the retakes haven't been solid. And I think a lot of credit has to go to Trace Esports for the way that they're kind of piloting the map, the way that they're reading the map right now. They've got it dialed in, man. They're seeing Vitality, and they're finding these openings and getting really nice free plants, and can set up quite comfortably.
And one of the things they were talking about on the analyst desk setting up for this game was, you know, this is a team that likes to just play comfort, likes to play pretty stock standard. They have Ascent. That's a stock standard match. They find themselves in that just complete mirror matchup. And right now, they are getting that solid read. Bren was mentioning how there's just these couple little pieces that are missing that stop them from being a dominant squad. Right now, it feels like they're finding all the pieces. Vitality has just left them on the floor out in the open. And they're just going, thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, a piece of candy. I mean, it's really incredible what they're doing. They're just really solid right now. So far, I haven't been able to find much fault in anything they've done.
Sure. And already finding themselves here at 5 as the Chinese people behind us start ringing out with their cheers. 5 on the attack already, not too bad. Granted, we have seen a bit of a meta swing towards finding a bit more impact on the attacking side compared to defense, but defense side still overall incredibly strong here on Ascent.
Absolutely. I mean, both teams are very good on both sides of the map regionally, with, you know, being slightly more advantageous on the defender side, but both sides have good attacker sides as well, and you're seeing it already with Trace. One tag there, one spot at the very least. Kai.
Thing is now, I mean, that 0 point, that opening one had hit on to Runner, so couldn't just try to go for a tempo lockdown. Now he's in a bit of a rougher spot. The team getting ready to try to reinforce his position here, but I mean, it's just an explosion of death as Kai is able to find 2. And now suddenly Runner's the last one standing. They already know that he's there. It's going to be a flawless off the back of the timeout call.
Wow. They are really just on one. And this time around, Vitality tries to go for one of their tempo plays where they're trying to counter the execute, and it's just read and shut right down. As soon as that push out comes through, you've got 3 players watching the alley. Maybe 4. I mean, it's just disgusting. They're crushing him. He does that regionally too.
Well, I mean, right now, pop off Kings.
Absolutely.
As they're expecting some aggression out here. Going to be found, but 0 point does land. Just suppression onto 1. And once again, off the back of that information, Trace going to reroute over towards B this time. Trex is in a position to go ahead and immediately help out alongside Runner.
Yeah, you've got to find a way to keep them from getting through this door. Fang looking to clear the alarm bot, or excuse me, the turret. And Runner has to get the heck out already. Kai hot on his heels. He got over him.
He did, but Trex able to find that kill, and then Runner, unscouted, unspotted, strikes. BNK going to be taken down. Now lobbed in towards boats. They know that those players are going to be there trying to flush them out, trying to draw them out here. The tap of the spike, but they know it's not being stuck to. Recon not going in. Fang able to find one. The jump forward. They managed to clear out boats, but it has to still get rid of safe. Knives now pop. Looking down to 40. Has to hit the headshot here. As for now, noise will be broken. Smoke sent out. Spike still stranded here on the site.
30 seconds left.
Safe can just wait this out. has time on his side. You can see if Woking tries to go to reaggress, but nope. They go for the plant.
He's holding for it. He's going to be able to get the plant off. He's not back around the corner. Cannot break that line of sight. Vitality will break the win streak here. Get themselves a second round win on the board.
And this is quite interesting. I thought this was maybe going to be difficult again for Vitality, but Kai just goes up and over runner. Never sees him. And then he gets cut off anyway by Trex on site. And they're able to still take this down to a 1v1. It's a great push through the smokes. Catching Vitality just enough off guard. They were expecting a flash through. They were turning for it. Instead, it's just a double push in towards those boats, and they clear space. They get the plant down. Odin now for Bianca. Sender has to buy down to a Bulldog as the economy not in the greatest of shape. Turret cleared. A little bit of an aggressive push out towards B main, and that has been where TE has been spending a lot of their time. But now they're changing directions a bit. Now they're thinking about A main control. But Spike's still in the hands of Bianca, and he is now rerouting, heading towards that A side. And it looks like for now, it's going to be easy does it, safe with his Sova. Going to get a little bit of information there towards mid, but Feng was able to dodge that.
Yeah, dodges out, doesn't get spotted. And with the alarm bot out there, can go for another deep lurk. Paranoia going to be coming across here, holding them at bay for now, and looks like that's enough to just go ahead and fully reroute Trace. Svang trying to take some space here in mid, pushing his way forward. Does he check this corner, though? It's been the bane of so many teams' existence. This runner seemingly having the read, but Fang has to readjust. And that is a critical kill to be found here. As Truck's now tucked back here at the stairs. The TP in the boats. Sender getting into position. Needs to put that Bulldog to use and does. Finds the first. The jump down. They weren't ready for the strike here. Strex finds another. Gets traded out, but Sender gets himself a second. Now just Kai and Fang, last one standing here versus 3. And the one's going to be there at boats. The alley fight has to be won. Fang's able to find it, but then does get taken down. Kai trying to draw him out here into the open. Just dancing on the boxes, but the time has already been drained. And Sender will find the kill. A 3-piece for him as Vitality find a third round win.
Yeah, just a really good call from Sender, the IGL of Vitality, to TP over into boats after losing that critical KJ util in a 1v1 towards market. You're not really able to slow up that hit from Trace Esports any other way. And it is Vitality's MO to try to keep you from even getting that plant down. And that creates a difficult situation there for Trace Esports to get through, and it helps that Sender was feeling it with that Bulldog. And that, I believe, will lead to another timeout now, this time from Trace Esports.
Yep, Trace not happy that they've given up 2 rounds in a row, so one to go ahead, tighten things up in these last couple ones. Make sure that they're able to stretch this lead even further on the attacking half. Curious to see what this ends up looking like here for them. The lockdown's available here on both sides, neither team finding the opportunity, well, for Trace, mostly not really finding the need to have to invest it.
No. They've either just broken things open, or it gets scrappy and they just kind of win the fight, or so they haven't really needed to use it to try to create space. They've been finding it themselves just through methodical play, reading the map very nicely. You know, even in that round, Fang there just working his way through mid, and he gained enough space that Bianca makes the call to wrap all the way over towards B, and it almost worked. If it wasn't for the timely TP off the Omen from Vitality, it could have been a very different round. Safe now. Operator again in hand. Such an important condition here for Vitality is to get him going. He can be so devastating. Trex as well.
TP forward here from Sender. Last time it got punished. This time around, though, not to be found. Just TP's back to safety over towards bench. Risky plays, though, still. As the drone moves forward, checking, making sure that mid is secured. Spike still very much dropped all the way back over in the attacker spawn. Who's looking going to be tagged up by the drone. Held here for the moment. If he gets the orb, he has the ultimate to just TP back for the pickup. It looks like it's going to be Bianca Just sent to go ahead and scoop this up.
I was going to say, you got the info that the Sova's over on the A side this time. So maybe feeling that the B side is going to be the weaker of the two this go around. Just a TP across.
Faking that he's TPing forward. Now all eyes trained there on that position. Meanwhile, the slow creep up here towards B, and Runner is able to find two. Fang and BNK both going to be taken down. Kai able to find kicks, but now the lockdown comes in, just keeping them at arm's length, making sure they cannot push in. And honestly, at this point, I would love to just see a spike drop. Granted, it would make noise, but have the TP pick up to go for a plant onto A. Instead, it's just going to be nice pop, starting to reroute. Sender, however, getting into position. The Cloudburst not going to fully obscure everything. Does get the spot, but cannot find the shot. Looking now, sat here at window, has not broken it, has not made noise, spots the first. A bullet to the back of the head. Sender going to be taken down. He's ready for the wraparound, and Runner falls as well. Now it is just Trex left standing, but not for long. Looking with the 3K, goes ahead and gets them back into the driver's seat.
I mean, Trace Esports gets so deep on the map this round, and they are punishing Vitality. And they are so calm. They take their time. They really try to inch forward in every angle that they can. And Luo King comes up from that unexpected angle and then just starts clicking heads. And he has been really good for them at times. He has come up with some massive multi-kill rounds for Trace Esports in VCT CN, but the buy has to be scuffed for Vitality.
The Recon not going to ping out. Runner just tucked away here with a frenzy in hand. Going for the drone there is BNK, but he gets protected from now. Trex still able to collect one, pushing forward with the classic. Finds the kill, gets out without the punish, but has to tuck all the way into the furthest corner of boats to keep himself out of this lockdown. Players about ready here for the retake, but firepower going to be limited. They do have a Bulldog and a Vandal here in play. And the Bulldog's finding value. Then going to be taken down the wraparound from Save, able to go ahead and keep the player protected. Spike is now stranded. In a 2v4, this is a very rough position to be in. Safe is able to collect him. Trex finding the last, and that's going to be a MasterCard Thrifty found by Vitality, stopping Trace from building up that momentum again.
Yeah, that's a huge round for Vitality to find a win when they desperately needed one to keep this half from going out of control. Trex has another Hunter's Fury as well, but they're just cutting them off at the point of attack here. They just read the map really well. Kind of bait Trace in, and Trace falls for it. Bulldogs once again working a treat. Great spot there for Trex. Follows up with some nice shooting. Safe working well, and Trace Esports though, regardless, 7 rounds already, get the spot. Yep.
You know that he's there. Paranoia. Try to escort him out. Fragment as well to find some damage. Kai eating 2 ticks of that one, desperately wanting that kill. Wanting that Omen dead, but cannot find it. Thrown now over the top, the ping through onto kicks, but Hunter's Fury going to be dueled out here. One taking to the sky, everybody else just playing dodgeball. And ultimately, both ults going to be expended, no tags found.
Well, just kind of similar ideas from both squads there towards A main. Try to take control, but here we go. Push out from Safe, Kai.
Oh, and Safe is ready for it.
Great read.
Finds that little bit of damage taken here on the spam just to clear out the turret. Everybody clustered up. Fang able to avoid the shock dart. You know, starting to get popped. 0 point well into the back. Push forward, Safe. Held at bay for now. Volstick, takes him down to 59, but the headshot from Luo King takes him down to 0. Elimination found, but Recon Ping's getting a lot of value here, a lot of information, and Runner's able to collect 1. BNK going to be eliminated. Sender finding Fang. Now looking to push their way out of alley, perhaps. Looks like just given the time, might have to opt in. Oh, they're going to opt into this TP across the map. And he's got no HP. 6 health remaining. Time dwindling as Sender just sat here back gen. Looking has to win this, but he also has to stick. Paranoia going to be sent. He knows exactly where he's at. The knife? No. The push forward, the headshot, the round over. 7-5 of the half. Hey-Bay just not able to get there in time.
Oh, what an explosive start from Trace Esports. Came out gunning, but finally Vitality finds their footing, gets 4 out of the last 5. But it is going to be an interesting second half.
That it is. Both these teams fighting tooth and nail. Good from Vitality to be able to run it back here. Up to 5. We'll see how they fare as we swap sides. But for now, we'll go to a break.
Trade in any phone in any condition guaranteed. And get $800 off the new Galaxy Z Fold 6. Only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
All right, we are back and about to go into the second half here between Trace Esports and Vitality. Trace, the lead theirs, but at least for now, 7-5, decent scoreline after starting on the attack. But given how things had begun, given the lead that they did have, it was a solid effort from Vitality to run back and make this a bit more competitive.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, Vitality looked like they were shook a bit. Trace Esports really just come out swinging. I mean, Kai in particular, 13-8, looking great. Luo King, he has been amazing, just putting up huge multi-kill rounds, just shutting Vitality out sometimes, but they're able to get there. I mean, Vitality is a team that puts up better than average attacker side on this map. They're somewhere around, I think, 59 or 60% on this map for their attacker side in stage 2 of EMEA, but Trace Esports is really, really good on their defender side. Now, in VCTCN, they were like 76%. They were really stalwart. They're really, really good.
We're starting with a tiles crunch, and one that Trex is able to push back on. Still more pressure to come. Quick bounce there on the recon. Can't quite line up the shots there against Hebei, so does find that kill. Ultimately going to be a 1-for-1. KJ Util still set up here from Feng to try to slow things up. TP forward from Sender, gets his way into the site. And Nanos, only the one getting popped, the other one getting cleared out. Sender looking for the swing, spots him. Tucks back, hits the switch. Spike can now be planted. Double push in from behind though. Getting ready to come through, and it's going to be Runner to try to shut things down, but he's able to find Hebei, recovering from Util in hand. Flash does enough though. King able to find that and can scoop up the Ghost.
If he had been able to get both, this would be so much more comfortable for Vitality, but just couldn't quite steady the aim. Dart in. Oh,
the
my
drop
God.
down, the Lakia play coming through from beyond. Able to find one, but now everything to do here from Feng. Frenzy in hand, both running out of bullets, the reload to come through. The push forward, he's going for it, he's got to drop down, he's got to get the timing, and he does! Feng closing it out, giving Trace another pistol win.
I mean, they're just so good right now. Everybody just kind of working together. There's always an extra layer here for Trace Esports on this lurk, on this flank. Again, something they really love to do. Time and time again on every map. But on Ascent as well, they're trying to get behind you. They're trying to find flanks, trying to find these crunches. And Kix just had no idea there was going to be a player coming from behind him. So Protocol's breaking down a little bit there for Vitality as well. But I think that extra angle created causes a lot of confusion, and Runner, he's been okay for Vitality. I mean, nobody's positive on the scoreline.
But look at this. It's not a full force here from the team. A Sheriff in play, but safe, buying all the way down to get himself an outlaw. And already Runner going to be punished. He'll found. I mean, I think he just recon and then just, yeah, wallbang headshot him with that Guardian.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And one thing that I was really impressed with Trace Esports on this defender side is Bianche. He is really nasty on that B site.
Okay, turn from the flash. Haven't scouted the Omen at all in this position. It's just Hebei making noise. Pulls off the angle. Keeping looking to his own devices for now.
And they're already double stacking out of A main. You got two players pushing, trying to get into the back lines. Trex is out towards the middle.
Safe wants to push up here in towards Market. Meanwhile, crunch over a tree, and that's going to be the spike left on the floor. But now they know that there's an outlaw in play. He had to use it to go ahead and clear out that turret. Does find one headshot there onto Kai, but this would have to be some insane heroics. But he won't be given the opportunity to pull them off. A 3K from Loking, as it is a very clean anti-eco here from the side of Trace.
They're really good.
And they say thank you for the outlaw. They just pick it up?
Yeah. And only 3 players on Vitality are going to be able to buy up to full armors. It's seemingly Vitality just can't get a good read.
No, he wasn't even paying.
He just went for it.
He just sensed it.
He just
had a feeling in his bones and said, I'm about to hit this dude in the head.
Sometimes it do be like that.
Okay. Well, you do you. Similar scenes here, though, from Trace as we go into the bonus.
Are they going to
Sheriff
try
in hand
again?
for Low King. I tucked away. Drone not going to be able to spot him out. I think if he had actually peeked over, he might have been able to see him on top of the box over the smoke. Either way, Kai for now obscured and gets the second shot. Center going to be taken down. Flash from Kicks just not there in time to try to capitalize and find that pick. For now, Safe just playing on the edge of a pixel here before that turret detects.
And now if you run into that outlaw again, it's a 50-50 if it's just a one-shot kill. Very difficult stuff for Vitality. They're just struggling to find any openings. Look at the timing here on the reveal. It gets so much info.
They do, and there's the nanos go ahead and further delay. Still though, nonplussed. Vitality continue with the push forward. Flash out. Kai gonna get hit by that, but Liu Kang, he finds him. He finds a headshot at such incredible range, taking down Kicks there at Alley. Runner able to fight back, eats a little bit of damage. Tries to get them back into the driver's seat here on this round. Gun barrel just around the corner. Shot comes in, Trex finding it, and Kai cannot swing out wide enough to be able to find the punish. We'll just go ahead and scoop up the Vandal for himself. A 3v3. The spike planted, swing out of the smoke. Trex able to find one, Safe gets another, and now it's all in Low King, still just that Sheriff in hand. Trex won't even die to a body shot here from this, and well, that will be a round recovered here from the side of Vitality. Once again, denying the bonus conversion, but still decent damage dealt here by Trace.
And it's some little things from Trex that really bails Vitality out of this round. He finds that safe angle away from the outlaw, back towards Market, and then is able to bail Safe out. It's a good crunch timing when you've got both Heibei and Kai trying to push out of that smoke. Right there, him and Safe stepping up together. He's doing a great job working that angle, working that crossfire, and making it so difficult for Trace Esports, but they still did a ton of damage in that round. Now you've got the op for Kai, you got the Odin for Bianche. Kai is, in my book, very, very good with the operator. When I was watching, he loves to get aggressive. He loves to try to take control of a main early. He honestly, it feels like he's taken something out of Texture's book sometimes with the way that he positions himself. I'm not saying he's got the same kind of, you know, juice in there, but yeah, he has a similar thought process.
Kai, well aware of the alarm bot resting right in front of him. Wants to see if anyone's going to go pushing forward, but eventually patience will wear thin, and we'll have to just go ahead and clear it out, back away. In the meantime, I mean, it's going to be a pretty much full rotate from Trace, sending everybody towards A side. Ready to intercept here versus Vitality. Sender eating a bit of a pulse there, down the 90. Heibei, rather, knife at the ready, and Low King just right there within the smoke. Second time Sender's been punished from this. Safe, they just swing out, double facing. Reading that lurk so well. Safe gets taken down, now Vitality very much been held at bay, and in all likelihood, ushered over towards this operator.
But they're just trying to make individual plays to create space, and Trace is just shutting it down. Every step of the way, finally Runner able to take down Bianche.
Takes down one, but still pushing forward. Noise going to be heard here. Kai starting to reposition. Market door going to be broken, but can they get through the op? First shot going to go wide. Drops down the TP across, looking to just go ahead and reinforce positions. As Kai looks for the peak, finds him on the second shot. Trex taken down now, it is all on Kicks, and he's only got 26 HP and no time remaining. The swing out, another triple kill. How many does this Omen have in this game? I've lost count, but I do know that Trace are now up to double digits.
It's a lot. He has been incredible. Up to
9 and 6.
9 and 6, dude. Low King is absolutely going crazy.
We start calling him Low Karen.
There you go.
put up that performance.
He is.
He's looking like that guy.
The omens have been incredible this year. And he's looking like one of them. God, that's clean, too. Ooh.
Well, well, well. Vitality now going to be calling their second and final timeout here of the map. Down by 4. This is a recoverable position, of course. But right now on this defender side, I mean, you talked about the statistics. Trace, you know, their history on this map, as well as the read that they've seemingly had on Vitality so far, it is looking damn good for them.
Yeah, I mean, this was going to be, I think, a close matchup no matter what. Even though I voted for Vitality, basically, these two maps, Ascent and Sunset, are both these teams' best maps. So it's kind of falling into the strengths of both squads to try to see who's pound for pound better. And going back to what the desk was talking about, they have similar ideas on the game in a lot of ways. You can see this. They're taking a lot of time. They're working the map. They're not kind of going for crazy rush plays. Every once in a while, sure, you see with Sender with some of those moves, and you have to have those in the mix. But overall, it's mostly disciplined play. But right now, Trace Esports is actually getting the better of Vitality in a lot of those regards. In the beginning of that last round, that was really concerning for me for Vitality, because there's a lot of attempted individual plays to create space towards the A site. All of it falls apart, and then Trace Esports can recover with that extra player advantage.
Pretty close to some crucial ultimates here, though, are Vitality. Knives for now, popped by Safe, has that. 2 off the lockdown, 1 from the Hunter's Fury. Could be pivotal in Vitality getting themselves back into this. It's just going to be a very big 3-man push up through mid. Cutting across into market, turret going to be cleared out, smoke's coming down. The Safe goes up and over the top, trying to see if he can get a spot on anything, but ultimately, nothing going to be seen. Push out of the smoke, right into BMK, who collects a second. Safe and Kicks both going to be kicked back, as now the spam through, looking for some damage, and Center, yeah, delivered unto him. Fang in the meantime, finding the other 2. It's going to be a flawless as Trace, once again, not allowing for that timeout to find value in the following round.
That positioning from Bianche is so difficult to deal with. And there's no util to try to clear him. There's no overflash from the side of Team Vitality. He's just holding position. And Vitality just caught completely off guard here. Only that off angle, I mean, poor Safe couldn't even react to this.
Just barrel stuffed by an Odin.
Yep. And he is really, really smart. The IGL saw it previously. Oh, hold on. Oh, saw the head.
Yeah, saw him for a brief little moment. Doesn't find the shot. So for now, everything just slowing down.
Yeah. And Vitality, I think, maybe going to use some of this extra time to see if they can talk things out, figure out how they want to work this map. Kai's going to get aggressive with that op towards short. He's got complete control. He knows that no one's over here. It's going to give him a pivot point, but it's been pinged out by Vitality. Not sure if Runner just got a sense of it or got a spot. But for now, it's going to be a tuck into the cubby for Kai. Fang going to have to back off with the drone. Going to clear it first. Hunter's Fury out to cover him, and they're going to get one with the tag. Can't find any more.
They take it down, but there's the kill. Traded out here are the Killjoys. Back over into the Odin gameplay, but it's going to be shut down. Kai, though! Oh, man, sending that bullet through the door like it was Indiana Jones. Finds Safe right before it shuts. Now, 3v3, couple pot shots. As Hunter's Fury opened up, Sender able to find Hebe, Kicks getting low king, and yep, there you go. The final pump will take down Kai, so Vitality standing firm here, keeping themselves in this game, but it was looking shaky for a bit there.
Yeah, able to get that read after the post plant, but I mean, Kai hitting some filthy shots, has a Blade Storm now. It looks like he's gonna opt to just use that Blade Storm now, bank up a little bit of extra cash, try to ride out a couple more operator rounds potentially. And he's in mid. Is he just gonna go for the play? Vitality quiet in the coach's booth. It's kind of a tiles crunch. It's actually using the paranoia to set it up. Nobody's there. But interesting idea there from Trace Esports. Bit of a disguised tiles crunch there.
Oh, the flash out, and Runner still hounded down. This guy just cannot get out. Just chasing him forever.
He is the opposite of his name right now. It's just
Yeah, he's renamed a sprinter. It's safe though, in a good position to try to intercept here, but they just double swing through. Trex able to answer one back center, finding Peng at the same time. With this deep wraparound, but Pings are coming through. They're aware of Sender's position now because of that kill.
One enemy remains.
As Trex striking from hell will find Kai. 3K from him, and now just 3 rounds separating. Vitality still with an opportunity to get back into this map.
I was starting to feel like Vitality is starting to get a little bit of speed underneath them in some of these attempted retakes. I mean, even though these early maneuvers, these aggressive plays from Trace Esports are finding some value, it's these holds in the post plants that are starting to provide value for the side of Vitality. And that's huge, and that's going to force a timeout now. Got to rethink some of these ideas here. I think Trace may be getting a little bit overconfident at times, and Vitality starting to show some speed as well, some confidence. And their protocol's looking a lot cleaner, and that to me signals that their comms are getting a lot cleaner. Because it looked a little bit messy at times, and they found some footing. So I think it's a great time for a timeout from the Trace Esports coaching staff.
Well, all timeouts expended. No more intervention unless this one ends up going into overtime. Lockdowns available on both sides. Null command available for kicks. Kai, some knives as a backup in case they get into a bad position. Need to go for a retake because for the moment does have that op in hand.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm looking at as a potential win condition now.
Oh, he just dropped him on the ground.
You know what? I didn't see a tag on him, so security needs to get him off the stage.
Just lobbed that.
Just poor guy,
spiking the penguin.
I mean, you know, he's not supposed to be there. He's not playing.
Well,
get him off the stage.
Let's go ahead and drop the barriers and see if this timeout is going to lead to Trace getting up to map point. How much more gas Vitality has here in the tank. Drone forward. Looks like just going to be Runner showing himself for now as they once again try to set up Kai here on this angle. 2 players stacked around the corner.
And you can see that Vitality is very, very aware of the way that Kai likes to op. And so they're playing it much, much safer. Runner's holding this angle. Kai's got the dash popped. Not going to push the angle just yet. Sender making his way back over. Got the first, and he's out.
And patience is a virtue, and Kai profits from it.
And now it's really difficult for Vitality. They're going to have to spend a lot to clear this. Hop the no command.
Just here in the corner, and that's going to be shut down, but still just the KO. Tries to go for the quick peek, but cannot find the shot. So Rez can come through. We'll put him back into the mix. Runner being spotted out there for a brief little moment, but answers back quite a bit of damage, and Trex is able to find the wall bang shot to take down Fang. Okay, however, still here, the Odin in play, but opts to not pull the trigger, and they've already now made it into the site.
30 seconds left.
Recon up over the top, looking for a bit of wall bang action here. It's going to be the lockdown invested here on the site proper. And ultimately, feels like Trace are going to have to respect this one as NK in a bad spot, but he does manage to find the enemy Killjoy. Hebe will get taken down though as Trex once again going on a bit of a tear. And this time looking unable to shut it down. A 4K for Trex. Vitality are now just 2 rounds away from tying things up.
Dude, Trex is trucking him, man. He is having a whale of a map. 18 and 13 coming into this. Has a Hunter's Fury as well. And it's going to have to be maybe a bit of an eco. Bladestorm still available for Kai. Didn't end up popping it earlier. And Kai doing everything he can here. Some great shock darts. But at the end of the day, there was...
Suppress it. One suppressed.
30 seconds left. Spike down A.
Nowhere to run! Found them.
Last player standing.
Hello, sorry about that, minor technical issue. It seems like everything's taken care of as we look forward here into the round though. Vitality in a good spot, 2 players dangerously low on HP, looking for the wall bang shot here. He's looking and he's just a hair off being able to find Sender. With just that Sheriff in hand. An immense amount of work to do. The time, it's just not there. Cash aplenty built up here for the side of Vitality as he makes his presence known, but eats a lot more damage there in return. And ultimately, Vitality are going to be closing this gap now down to 1 round.
It's been an amazing comeback here for Vitality, but they're starting to play together, starting to play as a team. Nobody's going out and kind of dying for nothing for the side of Vitality. I mean, yeah, sometimes Trace Esports is able to get those early pick with the ops, but you've got the economy in a really roller coaster-y position for Trace Esports, so it may have to come in this round because they're investing in it, it looks like. Great hold on the site, have the Hunter's Fury to counter the lockdown there. Very disciplined gameplay we're seeing now from Vitality, and this seems like a potential do or die. So much money coming into this round for Trace Esports. You have the null command as well. Kai's operator on the other side of the map, just the Sova and the Killjoy over on the B side. Ooh, doesn't catch it. It's just a little bit further back.
It could be something that comes into play here later on in the round. For now, though, 3-man push through Cat. Peek in towards Tree, nothing noted on that left-hand side, and the recon goes in a little bit too deep. Looking, nice timing, peeks out, finds safe, immediately shuts the door in their faces.
God, he read that so well. Got caught by the 0 point, gets ahead of the play. Insanely smart stuff from Lil King.
And now here comes the reroute with that alarm bot still standing by. Sender in position here, just about shoulder to shoulder. There's alarm bot, not within that. There's the reveal. Push forward. Do they suspect this Nano right here? No, they did not. Catches them by surprise. Feng just backing off the angle, not wanting to over-challenge. He's looking, peeking out. Sender noting him, the paranoia connecting. He gets a glimpse here. Ultimately is able to back away. Looking like this is going to end up being a B hit once more. No more KJ util to try to intercept here. Just 2 players, BNK and Feng, over in boats to try to slow things up. The reveal out onto 1. The Odin ringing out, trying to find some tags, but kills not found. No command sent, but Hebe left on his lonesome. Not really going to be resable unless you get the reroute there from Kai. The drop down, however, going to be coming through, and the kills are ringing out true here for Trace. Runner the last man standing with just no time, but still finding 2, cannot get that last one that he needed. Needed the 4K overall in the round.
Match point.
But Bianca puts an end to it, and Trace, they find map point.
Really smart stuff here from Trace Esports. Like you pointed out, that deeper alarm bot proves to be really critical in terms of the timing. This as well, another timing maneuver there. Just a one and done position for Low King, and he gets ahead of it. And then they TP. He has the TP available. He TPs into boats. They set up this 3-angle crossfire with the Odin able to watch for the drop downs. Another one holding the alley, and another one can hold the back stairs. And they absolutely shut down Vitality. Really smart stuff from Trace Esports.
Oh, and Runner with a counter spray.
He was on site.
Yeah, I mean, just finding the kill. That might make them think that B is a bit more weak, but there still is another player here, Hebe. Opting to rotate over here towards this side of the map for this round. So it's drifting back towards Alley, but with the tap there on the turret. Starts working his way down into the site. Spike for now, still stuck stagnant there. Sender having it in hand, waiting at top mid.
Yeah, you're clearing out a lot of this KJ utility, hoping to bait out a rotation or at least keep an extra player on this B site. So far, it's working a treat. Kai has this op. They're going to rotate away. It's all a ruse. They're going to go there. Same alarm bot.
Drifting off the angle, and this puts that much more pressure here on Feng as swing out. Hebe going to be taken down. Nano still available, popped, swings out, drops down immediately, but still eats an immense amount of damage through the wall, down to 37. Watches for backstairs to swing in. It's going to be good for one. Safe going to be taken down. A blind shot attempt through the smoke, but nothing to be found from Kai. And the call to retreat to save these weapons is made already. We will have to wait for that spike to detonate. This map is not over yet. Vitality, they want OT.
Yeah, Vitality really digging deep into the playbook here. They are working the map so well. Clearing the util towards the front of B, and then shifting over towards A with a couple players. Sending a little bit of util that way with the Jet and the Killjoy, and then swinging back in through mid towards B, shutting things down. Kai, though, might get one more for his troubles, indeed. Takes down Runner.
Yeah, making this a little bit more costly as well, but there's still a good amount of cash here available to the side of Vitality. They're not going to be too bothered by it.
No. There's only one more round where the money matters.
Yeah, Kai needing to hold on to this operator, though. And okay, we'll get a final shot there on the center. Still a world away from having the blades online, so overall, not the most concerning thing here, but we'll take a look back as, yeah, just counter spray through the wall. Runner able to find BNK right off the rip.
Unreal. What a swing from Sender. Trex just continues to have a phenomenal map there. Just breaking things open. Vitality, one more round to send it to OT. Or is it going to be Trace Esports taking their map pick?
Changing up the angle this time here is BNK, but it's back over here, staring in towards mid as Turret's going to get cleared out.
It's all 5 members of Vitality. They're putting all their eggs in this B basket, seemingly. They're going to make a go of it.
Safe dashing forward. Fang still sat here, but now going to be ping revealed, I believe, as there's the push forward. They flush him out. Odin here, close quarters. Oh, he jumps up! Still managing to take down Safe, but loses his life as Kai trying to find an angle here with that operator in hand. But everybody already making their way forward in towards the site. Oh, lockdown now in play, and once again, nothing to really try to clear this one out unless you got a crazy fragment lineup. Spraying in towards Kai. See if he can try to figure out exactly where this Sova is, but the shot's a bit too deep, needed to go more shallow. They went it out, oh my god! The casual lob and the fade away from Trex. Kai eliminated now. A 2v4, a 1v4 to try to bring this map to an end, but Hebe, oh, he's just in a corner, he's screwed. And the Runner has 3 as Vitality tie it up 12-12. We're going into OT.
It just took a little while for Vitality to get going. And then they've got 6 out of the last 7 in their favor. I mean, it felt like Vitality was done and dusted, and we were going to be going to sunset with Trace Esports up 1-0, but they are such a good team, and that is such a good shock dart right at his feet. Unbelievable.
Full damage on it.
That's insane. I mean, Trex's scoreline is insane.
I mean, that just might be the play of the map. If Vitality are able to close this out.
No glass cannons, no Odins. So it's all even Stevens. This crowd's starting to try to get behind Trace Esports a little bit behind us. See if they can find some more success on this attacker side. Spike gonna be left in back towards spawn. That same old knife from the KO. Once again, just only connecting with Sender, so.
Drone for drone.
Yeah.
Just passing in the night. Doesn't go deep enough to peek into market. Nothing going to be spotted there.
But you don't know where the Jet is yet. That's the real danger position.
Because for now, could still very well be that glass cannon on the opposite side.
Right. And that's why certainly TE is being very, very cautious right now. Have to figure that out. See if they can get that early man advantage.
Safe, avoiding the ping, the swing in, has the headshot and the shutdown. Fang eliminated. Still though, the pinch continuing, the push in from Market, getting ready to arrive. Safe, just tucked here backstairs. The swing out from Trex. He's able to find BNK. Takes him down, and that's the cleanup. Vitality swatting away the strike here from Trace, and now they find themselves at map point.
I mean, Safe just able to hide himself from that recon dart. He gets that first kill. That's huge. Trace Esports trying to do everything they can to safely identify that position, and they still can't. They throw a lot at it. They take their time. Safe's just smarter, and he's really snappy with that shot. Feng tries to cross and is immediately cut down. Try to get through market, cut down again.
And it felt like this was the must-win round here for Trace.
Yep.
Very big impact from them on that attack. Now, needing to reset. Good damage there on the safe. The off shot going to be going wide. No, runner still tagged down as well. 2 players, sub 50 HP. A solid enough start here for the side of Trace, but certainly would have liked those to have been completed into kills.
Well, now they're shifting Feng over to help out Woking in short. In the tree, trying to create a crossfire here.
Timing got sent. As there's the push forward, and Hebe taking Safe's head off. Finds the kill. Feng trying to push up. The flash not going to be fully connecting. And Feng eventually able to find that elimination. Runner out here in mid. Bit of a fight back there. Trex tries to keep him in it, but now he's all on his lonesome. Shock dart does land. It's one away from a Hunter's Fury, but it'd be a bad spot to try to use it in when he's all on his lonesome. BNK will go ahead, put him down, and get the reset. 13-13, and we continue.
Oh, this has been an absolute treat. Trace holding firm. A lot of damage done early with that wall spam. And even though Kai isn't able to find any value off that op initially, they're able to find a good read. What a call from Bianca and company to send Feng over to short to help out Loking. Expecting a little bit of an aggression and a push there. They're able to shut it down. Now I wonder if somebody's going to call a timeout.
Yep, Trace going to be using their last timeout here. Wanting to, you know, you have to surmise, wanting to correct things of how that previous attack had gone. Make sure that they are winning these attack rounds.
Yeah, it's tough because you just kind of don't clear one small piece of the map on the side you're looking for, and it costs you a lot in that previous round. So maybe just shoring up some little things, maybe talking about the next 2 rounds. Maybe there's some set plays that you can try to go for here, some executes that you've got in the back pocket to try to make some impact with. But slow and steady has been the name of the game for both teams. It's been very methodical, as you would expect. You know, everybody running kind of the standard agents.
But here's the different look.
Yeah.
We have the glass cannon coming through this time on the attack from Trace. If anything's going to potentially catch some players off guard, it could very well be this.
Yeah, and he's looking like he's going to try to challenge top mid there. And that's going to be interesting. Maybe they're expecting that they can win a duel here, catch him a little bit off guard. Start out to check for Safe's position, but he is once again tucked away.
Take flight. Another slightly different look is thrown up over the top. Should have seen the head there of Kai. Gets the tag onto Hebe. As, now is in such a rough spot. The tailwind out. Wow. Feng at the same time, though, able to find Sender from B lobby across the cat. Finds that kill. Loking finding kicks. And he's just in so deep. Look at his position. Look at the minimap.
They have no idea.
He's wrapping around into heaven.
He's done it again.
This could come back to bite them. Safe staying, hanging around in mid. Does manage to find one. Trex fighting back. Does get rid of Hebe, but Kai quickly trades it out. Loking staying quiet, and now it looks like they maybe have sussed this out. The slow approach towards heaven. Eyes trained on this position. Can they double swing in? That's going to be the question. There's the spam out, but he's still going to be good for one. And Kai has the op shot to close it out. Trace once again in the driver's seat.
Switching sides.
And they've been so good at finding these early kills that just kind of set Vitality off balance.
Let's take a look back.
I am watching this. Nuh-uh.
So just pulls out his gun. And then they're just not ready for Loki.
No, he's been great at finding these lurks. It has caused some real problems for Vitality. That op does end up finding some value, so it looks like Trace gonna keep that op in Kai's hands. But Loking
thrown over the top, though. He's spotted, still peeking.
Cleared, though.
I don't think anybody's gonna peek into you here. It's not until the flash, so does have to back away. Tailwind going to be expended here by both of the Jets.
Pretty good amount of utility, though, that you're able to get out of that exchange. The drone, you get the flash. So a little bit of an edge towards Trace Esports, but now this time around, Short's left completely unguarded. And it's just toyed with by Vitality. This will look similar one of their rounds.
Okay, just peeks, and that's the spike spotted. Low King at the same time, catching Trex. The deep push out. Catching them off guard once again. Now a 5v3 to be squandered by Trace. If Vitality want to try to reset here. This should be the map coming to a conclusion. The slow creep forward, silent movements here. The nanos not popped.
30 seconds left.
Jump out though, and BNK again with the Odin. The quick peek finds it. Gunbarrel spotted. The drop down from Kicks. Sees the operator, but there's nothing more that he can do. He is stranded. Runner now, the only one to try to fight back. You're going to have to be an ace clutch to keep this map going. The plant going to be stuck. They're not looking to corral. They allow him to get that one through. One kill, he has a lockdown. But will he find the opportunity? Shots flying out. He cannot make it happen. The defuse will come in, and Trace will be taking the opening map here of this series. Their pick of Ascent goes their way, 15-13.
Oh, what an impressive start for Trace Esports. They look really clean, really well coordinated today. Some great shots, some great moments. Even though Vitality punched back and punched back hard to send it to OT, it still was not quite enough. Oh, man.
Well, if we're going to have more of that in these future maps, then I certainly cannot wait. But wait is exactly what we have to do. We're going to be going to a quick little break. The analyst is going to break everything down, and then we'll get into Sunset.
I trust my intuition.